So, this video is about highlighting something very interesting and unique about tarot, and that goes for all tarot decks. This one here, specifically Los Angeles of America, has many esoteric systems, but they all, like the standard Golden Dawn systems, they have a specific planets and zodiac connected to the major arcana. So how are we going to understand that? What is the point of having, for example, Magician card number 1 and it's linked to Mercury, and number 2 is High Priestess that is linked to Moon, and number 3 is Empress card that is linked to Venus, like this. What is the point of having this order? There's a big secret actually behind it. So before we get to the big kind of secret, why is it like this and what's the power in it, is for those who don't know, in tarot 78 cards. So that number 78 comes from number 1 to 12, adding all these numbers together, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, etc. All the numbers together, 78. So there's 12 zodiacs, 12 houses. Now, that 12 zodiacs and houses, they kind of give you a blueprint of all the events, what's going on in the world. There's so much, like entire, like a universe is kind of coded into the zodiac in so many ways. And then the planets are going in that zodiac. It depends which zodiac and house they are, then they give a specific impact on you and to the world and everything that is done on that specific time. So now, when it comes down to magic, you can draw specific astrological constellations and then have that power in that, like little small talisman or yantra, it depends which way you like to do it. So now I give you one example. Sun in Aries is exalted, so if you want to have like tremendous power of the sun that is like kind of raging, galloping on a horse kind of energy, that you can draw Sun in Aries, that symbols, and then make a talisman, and you have that power, right? Encoded in it. So now, this entire deck, when you buy it from the shop, is perfectly lined up, and the major arcana basically forms the zodiac. So those who don't know, there is a perfect layer from 1 to 22, 21, these numbers. In those numbers, there is a perfect order of zodiac in it. And the Crowley deck, Crowley actually changed it, but it should be original form. It's much better because it makes the perfect zodiac. The original Golden Dawn layout is the accurate one. So now what's going on basically is that in astrology, if you have something in the first house that has a lot of power about understanding yourself, or self-obsessions, like kind of zooming in, trying to see who am I, like a mirror. So if you have one planet there, second planet there, it kind of builds your personality. The more planets you have in the first house, the more strength you kind of get for your personality and mind and all this. And then the 12th house is the last house, and whatever planets in the 12th house is about spiritual realization and kind of going to the new life. And there's many other things in the 12th house, but let's just stick with those two. So now what happens here in tarot, what this whole video is about, is that there are planets. If you lay out all these 22 major arcana cards, what happens is that you're going to have in the first house 7 planets. If you put it in a perfect circle, so that means 7 planets in the first house, giving you the power, either empower your personality or try to understand your real personality, your soul. and you can shift them either to the 12th house or the first house, depends which way you want to see it. So the first house would be really about understanding yourself, and the 12th house is about understanding like where are you going next. Yeah, so like next birth, then what's your ultimate destination for the soul? So now what are these planets? How does it make sense? So the last, like the card on zodiac is the moon card, number 18. So that's the kind of last zodiac, and then 19 is sun, 20 you can see that's Ketu, 0 you can see as Rahu, number 1 you can see as Mercury, number 2 moon, number 3 Venus. So all these planets are landing either in the first house or in the 12th house, depends which way you want to look at it. Yeah, I hope this makes sense. You have to a little bit maybe connect your dots and know a little bit about astrology, but if you understand it, then it will kind of blow your mind, the design of tarot and then the structure of Golden Dawn. It's not so simple like pictures and cute, but it's very deeply thought through system that will empower you. All right, all the best, Jaira.